A fire forced a mountain hospital to evacuate.
And News 13's Victoria Dunkle is live on this developing story at MedWest Haywood in Waynesville. And Victoria, are any patients in danger?
Not at this time. I've just gotten word from the folks here at the hospital saying that all of the patients are safe. They have been evacuated, and I want to walk you through what's going on right now. They're waiting to try to work on getting the power situation back in working order here. Christina Deidesheimer is with Haywood West and MedWest here in Haywood. Sorry, the moths are coming at me. You have been here all night following the situation. It started last night with a fire in your power room, small fire. It was out quickly, but the trouble lasted a little longer.
Yes, we had an amazing response from all first responders from many different areas. The fire was extinguished very quickly. At no time was anyone injured, patients or staff. We have relocated, at this time we've relocated all patients. There is no imminent danger to anyone. Our emergency department remains open for walk-in traffic only. So patients are safe to come here. Certainly if someone is experiencing a life-threatening emergency, we want them to call 911 or make it to their nearest emergency room. Our expert staff here will treat and release them or transfer them to another facility if that's necessary.
Let's talk about what's going on behind the scenes, if you will. We've got a lot of action going behind us here. That's where the power room is. Yes. And in that area, you've got teams in there working to get the power situation back up to a working order and then eventually fixed. What's the status right now?
Well, I don't have a status update for you. We are expecting an external generator that will allow us to bring up the air handlers that we mentioned to everyone earlier. The air handlers will allow us to bring up air conditioning, and that's really why we had to relocate patients. It was the air conditioning. It wasn't really, it was really out of an abundance of caution. But once we are able to connect that external generator, then we're going to be able to further assess the issues and take some action.
And at what point do you have an idea of when you may be able to start bringing the patients back and or admitting new patients?
We hope as soon as possible, but unfortunately I don't have a timeline for that. But we have experts on the scene and everyone's working as hard as they can.
I know you've got a lot going on. I'm going to leave you for just a moment. We'll be back in a half hour to check on the progress and see what's happening here. But again, MedWest Haywood has evacuated all of its patients. None of them were ever in any danger because of this. It was a move to protect them because the air conditioning had been taken out due to that small fire. We're following the progress to get things fixed here for you. We'll be here all morning live. Reporting in Waynesville, Victoria Dunkle, News 13.
Happening right now, a fire forced MedWest Haywood Hospital to evacuate patients.
News 13's Victoria Dunkle is live at the hospital, and Vic, staff is actually waiting for a generator to arrive, right?
That's exactly it. We're here kind of behind the hospital, and this is getting to the access point of the power room where everything started. As you can see here, there are some lights on in parts of the building, but not in other parts of the building. They've been actually going on and off since we've been here, since a little bit before 5. But over there in the loading dock is where they're going to be bringing in an external generator to help with the situation. The fire around 6:30 last night actually brought in a situation where it knocked out power source in that power room. It did not impact patients directly outside of the fact that it impacted the air conditioning system. That is when the staff and the team at MedWest decided they needed to evacuate patients for their comfort and safety. That process started into play, and they have successfully evacuated all of the patients. They either discharged the ones that could go home, or they sent the others that needed to remain in hospital care to area hospitals. What you need to know right now is if you live in this area and MedWest is your go-to hospital normally, if there's an emergency, they're saying call 911. That way you will get the care you need immediately, and they will take you to the hospitals that are helping out and pitching in while MedWest is solving this problem. If you walk into the emergency room here, they will see you. They have staff here. That staff will either treat and release you, or they will treat you and admit you and get you into the process of being taken to another hospital for further care. So what you need to know is that there is emergency care available for everyone who needs it right now. The best bet for you is to call 911. Coming up in our next half hour, I'm going to talk more about the plan to bring in that generator, how it's going to impact the overall access and effort to get the hospital back up to full running order. Reporting live in Waynesville, Victoria Dunkle, News 13.
Well, happening right now, MedWest Haywood Hospital is working to repair damage from a fire that forced it to evacuate patients.
That's where News 13's Victoria Dunkle is live. Vic, were any patients injured in the fire?
Fortunately, no one was injured, no patients, no staff, and that is the bright spot in all of this. I just found out that there were about 62 patients either discharged and sent home or transferred to other facilities because of what happened here at the hospital. Since the fire around 6:30 last night, the hospital has been dealing with sort of partial power coming on and off throughout the building. As you can see, there are lights in part of the building, but they're off in other parts, and they've been kind of trading on and off throughout the morning since we've been here, going from complete blackout to having partial power. And that's really what led the staff to make the call to move out the patients. They were not able to count on the air conditioning in the building. They did have emergency backup power. Now, MedWest spokeswoman Christina Deidesheimer says that they have an emergency backup generator that did activate so that they were never in danger of when it came to the immediate care for the patients, but they will need additional help.
We are waiting on an external generator. We can hook that up and get power, emergency power back to the entire hospital. Then we'll begin assessing the situation, see where the damage lies, and our experts will work on attempting to fix that.
Back out here live, you can see that the building has a few lights on here and there as the sun is coming up. What's going to happen is they're waiting for a big old truck to bring that external generator in and bring it over here to the dock area. And when that happens, that's when they'll start the assessment that Christina was talking about there. Also, she tells me that that is not going to be a quick assessment. They're going to take their time, make sure they get everything right, and get this plan in place to bring this back to full power and full operation. We will be following this and let you know as soon as they bring us the next update. In our next half hour, we're going to talk about just how everything went when they finally made the call to evacuate the patients. We're going to let you know the protocol that kicked into play and how it came out for the best results for everyone here. Reporting live in Waynesville, Victoria Dunkle, News 13.
Happening right now, people in Haywood County are waiting to find out when their hospital will reopen.
News 13's Victoria Dunkle is live at MedWest Haywood. Victoria, this all started with a fire about 12 hours ago.
Exactly. Around 6:30 last night, they discovered a fire in the power room, which is just behind me on this section of the building here out in Waynesville. What happened was they made the call. Emergency responders got there very quickly, but because of damage there, the hospital has been dealing with power coming and going throughout the night. The emergency generator did kick in, but what happened then is they were running into situations where they were not able to maintain the air conditioning, and they were trying to assess the situation, and that is when MedWest Haywood spokeswoman Christina Deidesheimer says that when they realized the fire had impacted the AC, they made the call to evacuate patients.
Our doctors, our medical staff performed really well. They responded and came in droves to make sure that we were appropriately transferring patients and discharging patients. So that's something else that we had in place. So everyone worked very quickly, very expertly, and took care of patients. And that's really our top priority, is safe patient care.
Back out here live, you can see behind me in this loading dock area, that is where they're going to be bringing in an external generator in just a few hours. They're hoping to have it in place this morning so that then it can get inside with the team to fully understand the damage from the fire and then set up a plan to fix it to bring the hospital back to full operational capacity. For now, what you need to know, if you live in this area and you are having an emergency, call 911. The ER is open here at MedWest Haywood. However, they're only seeing walk-in patients. The doctors and staff are either treating and releasing those patients. If for some reason that patient needs to be admitted to a hospital, what they do is stabilize the patient and then transfer him or her to one of the area hospitals that has stepped up and received patients from the hospital overnight. What I found out from Deidesheimer is that they transferred or discharged 62 patients overnight. There were no injuries to any patients, staff, or firefighters in the effort to put out the fire or to manage the evacuation. News 13 will be following the situation as they make the repairs here at MedWest Haywood. Reporting live in Waynesville, Victoria Dunkle, News 13.